Y'all, do you see the weather behind me? I know it is the middle of the day and it's that gloomy. So it's just raining, raining, raining. At least it's not storming. It was cold when it started raining, so it's nice and calm rain, just cold. But I thought, let's get in the kitchen and cook. That's what it makes me want to do, just cook, warm up, you know. So I'm going to make for y'all today vegetarian gumbo. And I know before you even ask, you're going to say, why in the world would you be making vegetarian gumbo when you are married to a carnivore like John Murray? I know. So this is a story. There is a story there. My cousin, my first cousin, Cliff, his daddy and my daddy are brothers. And his daddy just passed away, my Uncle Larry. I know y'all heard me talk about that. Cliff and I were raised together. My daddy and his daddy were very close brothers. They watched every football on the phone together, pacing in the living room in front of the TV. They watched every boxing match ever. They fished every single Saturday, and we would have big fish fries on Saturday night. That's a wonderful, wonderful memory of all our childhoods. Anyway, Cliff grew up, and he started working on a fishing boat, one of those big fishing processing plants out of the waters of like Washington and many waters, that area far away from Louisiana. And he met a girl from Canada, Jen. Hey, Jen. And they married, and he now has dual citizenship. He also is a Canadian. But they visit here, and he brought her, they had a beautiful little boy, Max. And he wanted to bring Max back to his hometown, his childhood hometown, and he wanted to show Jen, his wife. So several years back, when this first happened, he messaged me and said, hey, we're coming to Louisiana, we're going to bring Max, and I was so excited about that. And Jen, I never met her as well. So I start working and preparing days ahead. I literally am, it's October, so all my ferns hanging outside are tired. So I'm running up to Thomas Nursery locally at our friends. I'm like, do y'all have any ferns left in the greenhouse? And they did. I was like, good. So I was like, I was little Martha Stewart around here cleaning. I was washing sidewalks and patios and porches because I knew, you know, I want to make that great impression. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I had been cooking sausage. I cooked a roaster full of sausage and chicken and shrimp gumbo. A roaster this big. So I'd cook like 5 or 6 chickens and literally 20 something pounds of sausage, and I couldn't tell you how many shrimp. I mean, huge. So I've been working on this for days and days, preparing. And on the way, they're literally at one airport to another, you know, to get here from Canada. And Cliff's texting, hey, we're in so-and-so. We'll be there at blah, blah time. I'm like, okay, and I think I'm ready. And he says, oh, by the way, did I mention that Jen's a vegetarian? No, he did not mention that. And so that's how I work really well, is under pressure. I was at the house. We had all the family coming, so we were going to have 30 people here plus. And I thought, I have got to crank out some vegetarian gumbo. I mean, of all things, if Cliff comes here, he wants my gumbo. So that's why gumbo was on the menu. But then he slipped, oh yeah, did I mention? So I thought, oh my goodness. So here I sat in. So I started digging in my cabinets, my freezers, everything. And I threw this gumbo, vegetarian gumbo recipe together. And sometimes the best recipes come out of when we're under pressure and when our brains are full of adrenaline and it's really thinking, and I have not changed a thing about it. And I'm going to tell you something. That day, I had cooked so much meat in that meat gumbo that when I made this vegetarian gumbo, it's the one I ended up eating as well. And a lot of other people tried it and loved it and ate it also. So I want to share it with y'all. After that long drawn out story, let's get over here to the stove. We got to start making that roux. I'm going to start with, I've got a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, of course, because it's vegetarian gumbo. I usually use that anyway. And I've got a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour. And y'all see I've already got that fire going. And we're going to make our roux. Do this on low or medium low and be right here with it. And I use this vegetable oil, and I know mine looks like it's cloudy, but it's because I keep it in the refrigerator. That way it doesn't go rancid for me. It stays nice and fresh. So it's a little bit on the chili side is all it is. But I put a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil and a 1/4 cup of all-purpose flour I dumped in here. And we are going to continuously move it, stirring it, and let it brown on medium-low heat until it's a nice dark chocolate brown. In the meantime, I'm going to keep one eye on this. In one eye, I am going to chop us an onion. I have a yellow onion, and I need to chop some celery. And I'm going to cheat and do this pre-minced garlic. And I've already got some other veggies chopped and in baggies that we put up before the holidays into the freezer. So we'll use some of those as well. So I'm going to get this nice and deep browned. I'll be back. Can you tell the spoon's made quite a few roux? It's starting to look good, isn't it? I'm going to keep on until it gets nice and chocolate brown. What y'all think? Is that chocolatey enough? When it looks like it's not roux or gravy anymore, that's when you know. When it starts looking like it might be chocolate, that's when you know, but you can't leave it. All right, guys, we're going to move forward now. We're going to put some chopped onion. We're going to put some minced garlic. I'm going to cheat a little bit here and put a nice generous teaspoon of minced garlic. We're going to put celery. Sure. And this is some bell pepper, red and green, that we chopped and put in the freezer in these little freezer bags before the holidays started. And that is a nice little time saver during the week. Yes, it is. If you put this in your roux, it will stop your roux from turning brown, any more brown, and just begin to cook your little veggies. Into this, I'm also going to add some parsley flakes, dried parsley flakes. And let's put a little Creole seasoning. Y'all know that has onion and garlic and thyme and oregano, smoked paprika. That'll be a really good flavor. I'm going to put about a 1/2 teaspoon, okay? I'm going to put a bay leaf. And when I put our broth in there, I'm going to put 2 since they're kind of small. Bay leaves. Right there. And that's all for now, besides some salt and pepper. If you really think about it, all gumbo starts off vegetarian, doesn't it? So far, we just look like we're making plain old gumbo. Exactly. And I love to put some fresh ground pepper in here now. It almost gets toasty in this roux, so I love that at this point. Okay, y'all, I'm going to let these cook about 5 to 7 minutes just to tenderize all our veggies. And we're going to add some more veggies. While this is cooking, I'm going to show y'all what I came up with real quick like. When Cliff said, by the way, Jen's a vegetarian. And I was like, yeah, okay. Okay, so I ran out to the store and I was like, please, 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 in our little town have some vegetable broth. And they did. I was so thankful. So I got 32 ounces of that. And if you need more, just depends on how big of a batch you're making. Okay, so I thought, I put sausage in my gumbo. So I said, what would be meaty like sausage? And I actually had some of these. These are Baby Portabellas. I think they're called cremini mushrooms. But anyway, a nice meaty mushroom. And the Baby Portabellas already have a meaty texture and almost a meaty flavor. So I thought this would be really good to replace our sausage. And then I was trying to think of something to replace the chicken. You know, it needed to be kind of lighter, but also have a bite. It needs to be a bite. That's what meat is when you can bite into it. You know you're eating a piece of meat. And I decided to get some big lima beans. These are Fordhook limas. I'm going to go on and open this package so it'll be ready when our veggies get softened. And the reason why I got Fordhook Limas is because they're really large. You see these beans, they're very large in size, and so I thought that would be nice and maybe kind of take the place of the chicken texture and size. And then the other thing is okra, because you know okra goes in a lot of gumbo. Okra was originally used to thicken your gumbo before we had that sassafras filet available or whatever. You know, if you want to make something, you figure out ways to do it depending on what you have or don't have. So y'all know John doesn't like okra. That's why I don't put it in my gumbo. But I love okra. So I was loving this part when Jen was on her way that I was going to get to eat some okra. So that's why this is going in here. It could take the place of whatever, but it's got to go in vegetarian gumbo, doesn't it? It sure does. And guys, that's about all that's going to be left. I'm going to get into my pantry and I'm going to get out that filet gumbo that we made together from sassafras leaves out in the yard. And I'm going to put me about a half a teaspoon of that in here now, just like I do in my regular gumbo. I will link my regular gumbo, or my sausage and chicken gumbo recipe. I will link that at the end of the video so y'all also can make that if y'all want. This is a flavor bomb right here in this pan. All right, y'all, it is time. We are going to put in our vegetable broth. They've done all that work for us, haven't they? We're going to have to make some of this homemade one time. Yum. And to that, I'm going to let this come to a boil and we're going to add all our meaty vegetables. Okay, y'all, it has come to a beautiful little boil. So in goes our Fordhook Limas. I think any large, nice sized bean will do for you. And our Baby Bellas. I did wash these. I know you're not supposed to, but I saw on Food Network, Alton Brown, he soaked them in water to see if they would gain any weight, take on any water, and guess what? They did not. So I washed them. And then our okra as well. And we need to put a little dash of salt on our okra too. And all those veggies we just put in have no salt, so we need to make sure we salt each layer. That way you won't find at the end it's lacking something, you know. So a little bit of salt. A little bit over our shoulder for good luck, right? Okay, y'all. This looks good, doesn't it? I know. So if you're one of those like me out there, is like, there's no such thing as vegetarian gumbo. Well, there is now, right? I know it. I had to make this on the fly, but it turned out absolutely delicious. I am going to cover this, and I'm going to let this simmer for about 20 minutes just to let my beans and my mushrooms and everything cook and come together. What are you talking about? Do y'all see that vegetarian gumbo? Look at that mushroom. That even looks like a piece of sausage, doesn't it? I know it. Ooh, can you see the goodness? Doesn't that look like hearty, hearty gumbo? I think so too, y'all. Now, y'all, typically down here we eat gumbo with rice or we eat it with potato salad. I was going to make potato salad to go with this gumbo, but then I got to thinking about it. It's hard for me. Vegetarian gumbo, I've got eggs in my potato salad. You can make an eggless potato salad, but you can't use mayonnaise either. I don't know. So anyway, I made rice, okay? We're going to stick with rice tonight. I sprinkled some spring onions, chopped really thinly all on top, and a little pinch of our filet gumbo we made. And we need to taste, right? I know. I want to get okra, one of those lima beans, and a piece of our sausage mushroom, right? It looks just like a piece of sausage, I tell you. Y'all ready? It's hot. It was nice bite. It was just like I was chewing into meat. I mean, seriously. All the flavor of gumbo. It is a winner. If you're a vegetarian and you want to try some gumbo, this is a winner. I know. One more bite, guys. Just one more. Something I normally put in my gumbo too is like this Worcestershire sauce. Well, it also has anchovies in it, so you gotta be careful, you know. What has anchovy? It's liquid, but it did have anchovies in it, okay? So anyway, that's one thing. But you know what? Even not putting a little dash of that, it tastes great. I'm talking about truly, truly great. So it turned out to be a big hit at the family gathering. And honestly, I loved meeting Jen, and I loved meeting their beautiful little boy, Max. And I love getting pushed and challenged to make this, because this is quite the little treat. And now I've got plenty for me for lunch many days, right? Yeah. I don't think I'd even get John Murray to try a bite of this. It's very good. If it wasn't raining so much, I'd get some of our friends. We do have some vegetarian friends here in Union Parish. Believe it or not. So it's just all mine. Oh goodness, y'all. I'm gonna spoil my supper. I'm gonna spoil my fried fish supper. Y'all gonna make this if you have a need for vegetarian gumbo. And even if you don't, it is delicious. So try it. I'll see y'all next time.